This week, I'm going to be talking about some upcoming activities and events happening at the Art Center of Waco. And today, I have a special guest with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Becky Hansen. I'm the education coordinator at the Art Center of Waco, and I'm just happy to be here.
Awesome. And go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Riley Smunchler. I'm also from the Art Center of Waco, and I'm our media arts coordinator.
All right. And what brought you guys to Waco? You can go ahead and go first.
Well, actually, I came to Waco in 1999. My husband was coaching football at Baylor, and after they changed staffs and everything, we just decided to stay in Waco. We enjoyed it. We wanted our boys to grow up here, so we've been here ever since.
Wow, amazing. And what brought you to Waco?
I am a Waco native, and I went to high school here, but I'm currently studying at the University of North Texas in Denton. But because of COVID, it has allowed me to work with the Art Center of Waco since March. And so it's a really nice in-between because I used to be going to school, but now since I'm online, I can work here.
Yeah, and go ahead and tell me about what you guys do at the Art Center of Waco.
Yeah, I'm the education coordinator at the Art Center of Waco. I deal with all the educational programs, everything from art classes for children and adults, even toddlers, to we have a mobile art gallery that we take to the schools and we show the students some of our artwork in the gallery. We talk about it, we discuss it, and that takes up a good portion of our time. There's a lot involved with that.
Yeah, and tell me about some of your upcoming classes and plans. I know you guys have the prayer flag class coming up on January 24th. Do you want to tell me more about that?
That's right. We have a wonderful workshop coming up on January 24th. It's a prayer flags workshop. And what we're doing is we're creating flags, and on those flags, we're putting different sentiments for this year, kind of what our hopes and dreams are for this year, and then we're going to fly those flags and let our dreams and hopes fly with the wind out to the rest of the world.
Wow, that's really amazing. You know, a little bit of 2021 resolutions, 2021 goals.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and tell me about the Be Mine Valentine class coming up on February 6th.
The Be Mine Valentine. That's going to be a Valentine card making class for all ages. It can be parents and children, or adults, teenagers, two adults, doesn't matter. And we have a lot of various supplies, lots of papers, lots of stamps, lots of all kinds of stuff, a lot of printmaking. And so we're going to come up with some really cool Valentines, very personalized.
Wow, that sounds really amazing for the Valentine's coming up. Really excited. My birthday's in February, so of course Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday. Go ahead and tell me a little bit more about some of your educational programs and maybe some of your community involvement.
Okay, our educational programs, right now we're doing, we have a class that meets once a month. It's called Art Lab. And Art Lab, we study a different artist every month. And then we do an activity related to that artist. And we have a morning session as well as an afternoon session. And that one fills up very quickly. So if you're thinking about doing Art Lab, you might want to sign up pretty soon.
And tell me about some of your other community outreach. I know you guys have been at the farmers market recently.
You know, we love the farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
It is awesome. It's one of those things that nothing is normal right now.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And somehow when I go to the farmer's market, I just feel like there's just a little semblance of normal. And so I really love that. But what's really great about going to the farmer's market is it helps us to get the word out that the Art Center is now downtown and that we're going to be a downtown presence in Waco. Because for a very long time, we were at the Cameron House over at MCC. Of course, we're no longer there. We are building a new building. Well, not a new building. We're redoing a building over on 8th Street. And that's going to be the new home of the Art Center. It's going to be within walking distance of, Magnolia Press and all the stuff that's going on downtown. So we are super excited about that.
Yeah, and that was actually on my list. Do you want to give me any renovation progress or any sneak peeks?
Actually, where did I see? I saw some pictures. I think it was on.
Ooh.
Yes. The people who are going to be redoing our windows, they did a walkthrough yesterday, and we actually, because we broke ground a couple weeks ago, and so they went through and did a little look around, videoed some of the progress that we've been making, and a lot of the concrete's been busted up, and it's going to be a really, really cool building. We're very excited about it. And that goes into some of our educational programs. Because we're a nonprofit, a lot of the fundraising and stuff that we're doing right now is going straight towards the building project, because we really need to get in a building that's actually ours, and so we can expand and have full-size classes and have galleries again. And that's a really big part of what we're doing right now. In our educational programs that we're having right now, we have a really cool deal going on where we're letting the person who's going to be taking the class choose the price of the class. So for our prayer flags class and our Valentine's class, which are both all ages, the person registering can choose whatever price they would want, and it acts kind of as a donation and also as an opportunity for people who can't pay the price that we had originally, and an opportunity for them to come for very little. And so any of the extra money that's going from our educational program will also be going towards the building, towards funding our staff, and towards more educational projects and more free outreaches to the community.
Yeah, and I know you talked a little bit about galleries. I know you guys currently have an exhibit, right? The Wonder exhibit, the 4th annual art exhibit, and it's actually a Jared exhibition as well, correct?
That is correct. The Wonder exhibit is actually located inside of our mobile art gallery. What we did a couple of years ago is we got a grant, and we took a trailer that would normally house a car, and we redid it. We put in fancy floors and walls and lighting, and it is actually an art gallery that we take to the schools, to the parks, to various events, things like that, so that folks can actually enjoy the exhibit and we can bring the exhibit to them. In fact, today I actually had, we went to Provident Heights School this morning, and the kids were really tickled simply to go on a field trip out to the parking lot. That thrilled them, because right now they can't do a lot of that stuff. So anything like that is really special, and they really, really enjoyed it. They were awesome kids.
Yeah, and the first time I ever saw the art trailer, it was out at the Cultural Arts Festival. This was a few years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I've seen it parked all around town, over off Baylor campus, just at little pop-ups, and I absolutely adore it. And I think it's an amazing way to bring art out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are really loving it.
Yeah, and then also tell me, I know you guys are doing some private studio time. Tell me a little bit about that and how people can, book that or interested in that.
Private studio time is basically private art lessons that we do. We really, it's a very limited class that we do, simply because time constraints and everything. I can only do so many of those. But yeah, the folks that I just got finished with one just a minute ago, and in fact, my hands kind of show. But yeah, it is an awesome way to learn art, and it's really a one-on-one type of class. But unfortunately, it's not something that we put up certain times available. You would have to call, and we could talk it out and see if I have a time slot available for that.
Yeah, and what's a good number for them to reach?
It is 254-752-4371.
All right, awesome. That way people want to get involved. Also, I know that you guys are looking for volunteers. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that and how people can get involved?
Sure. You want to take that one, Riley?
Yeah, of course. So our volunteer process is through our website. And so volunteers can apply, and based on what they're interested in, what they would like to do, whether it's going to the farmer's market and helping with kids' free crafts, or if they want to help us inventory some of the art that we have. And based on their own interests, they can really specify what kind of volunteer work they would like to do. And then through that process that's on our website, we can comb through and see what would work best and what works for us and what we have going on now. And so a lot of our volunteers, Becky takes to the farmer's market with her right now. That's where a lot of our volunteer work is. And it's so much fun because it's just a couple hours of seeing kids and adults to come by and do a free craft, and it's really fun. So any of our volunteer work is very enriching and rewarding for our volunteers, definitely.
Yeah, and I actually took my little sister to the farmer's market, and we did when you guys were doing the shaving cream dip ornaments.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that. That was really fun. How did you guys come up with that?
That's an activity we've been doing for a little while now. It's where we take shaving cream, and then we actually have these really nice liquid watercolors that are very vibrant, and we drip those on top of the shaving cream. Then we allow the kids to swirl the colors together, and then you put a piece of paper over it and you make a print off of it. And when you're done, you just scrape the shaving cream away, and there's your print. And then you can remove the shaving cream, the top layer, and start all over again and do it all over again. It's a lot of fun. I do remember that day, though, because my hands were very cold.
Oh, yes. It was kind of cold out there. And I was like, oh, can you hurry up? Can you hurry up? Okay. I'm just gonna stand here. Okay, you do that. But yeah, that was super awesome. Tell me about some of the other art things that you guys do, or some of the other ideas and crafty ideas that you guys have.
Well, the last time we were at the farmer's market, which was this past weekend, we made stress buddies. And stress buddies were balloons that we filled with salt, and then we added hair, we added funny, funky faces to them and whatnot. And who couldn't use a stress buddy right now?
I absolutely love that. That is amazing. Well, that's just some of the stuff that you can look forward to from the Art Center of Waco. Do you guys want to have any shout outs or give anyone any shout outs?
Golly, I want to shout out to volunteers. Yes. I mean, to tell you, they save us. They really do. We couldn't do it without them. They're awesome.
All right. And you can also shout out your mom, your husband, your grandma. Anyone else you want to shout out?
My whole family.
Of course. Yeah. Anyone you want to shout out?
I'll shout out our interim director, Heidi. I think she
shout
gave me
Heidi.
Yeah, she gave me the opportunity to work here, and I'm very grateful. And she definitely puts in so much work to help bring all of our visions to life, and I'm really appreciative.
Yeah. And how long have you guys been working at the Art Center now?
We're both pretty new. Well, Becky's worked previously, but I started in March.
I've been there since August of this year, but previously I had taught art camp and various art lessons.
So you've been involved for a long time.
You know what? It's funny. My kids grew up at the Art Center. The other day I was looking through some old pictures, and there was a picture of my son,
Aww.
Luke, who is now 28. And Luke had this hat on it was a white hat that he had covered in paint, and he was squatting down on the ground, and he was playing with some sort of paint or something like that. And that's honestly, that's how he spent his summers. He was like that.
I absolutely love that. And is there anything else you guys want to share with us today?
Oh, golly, just come on out and take some classes, see us. We are going to be in downtown Waco for a long time to come. We actually started in 1972. So, we're here to stay. We really are. And we are so tickled to be in downtown Waco.
I am looking forward to that new building. So
Me
excited.
Too.
And go ahead and plug all your socials and how people can get involved and where we can find you.
Yes. So our website is www.artcenterofwaco.org. And if you just look up Art Center of Waco for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we have a LinkedIn page too, and then you'll find us.
All right. Yeah. And of course, don't forget to volunteer, of course, support your local starving artists and support the Art Center of Waco.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.